Hi, thanks for joining me on Otter HB. Today I'm going to do a review on my solar system in my RV. I've been pretty excited about this. It's been a long time coming. I installed solar panels, and I think when we talk about installing solar panels, what we really mean is a complete solar system is what I've been thinking about for probably the last 2 years. Before we get into it, I do want to say, if you enjoy my channel, please subscribe to Otter HB. If you enjoy my shows, give me a thumbs up for that like. I really enjoy reading the comments, seeing the likes, and love seeing the subscriber number go up. Makes my day. So back to the solar system. It's something, I don't think we go, okay, I'm going to put solar in, and then next week have solar. For us who do a lot of stuff for ourselves, or we start thinking, do I want solar? We start watching videos like this. I watched hundreds of them before I did anything. And the first question is, and was always, do I need solar? And the problem is I was designing a solar system, the answer was no, I don't need it. Janine and I come out usually for weekends, long weekends. This trip's a big one. But in general, if you're not living in your RV full time, do you need solar? Not really. Do I want solar? Absolutely. I was so excited to research it, look everything, what do I do, how do I do, that I probably researched stuff for a year. Everybody, this is Clyde, that one's Holly. They're in our video today, so I thought I'd introduce them. So it kind of starts out, what is solar? You know, solar creates energy from the sun. I put the panels up on the roof. From there, those panels go down to the battery and charges the batteries. That is all solar does, is charge your batteries. It charges your batteries. That's what solar is. So then as far as the system goes, you go, okay, well, now that it charged my batteries, how can I use my batteries better? And that comes by putting an inverter into the system. Inverter changes that 12 volt into regular current, 110 volt. So now you can run TVs, run blow dryers, run microwaves. If you get the right size inverter, I put a 3,000 watt inverter into the trailer, and I did it. So I put a 3,000 watt Renogy inverter in. I think that's higher than I needed to do. I did it because I wanted Janine to be able to use a blow dryer, and I wanted to be able to use the microwave. So that was the reasoning for the size that I did. And it's working well. So as far as the system goes, I think it consists of 3 different things. And I started, this whole system wasn't, I put it in one day, thought about it, put everything in, and then everything worked. It was a slow start. To start with, I put in a battery monitor. Went, okay, let's just throw this in and kind of start it and kind of give me an idea what the batteries are doing and how they work. So I did that, and it was probably in for a good 6 months before so the battery monitor was in a while before I did anything else. Then I stepped up to 200 watt Renogy solar panels. So I got 2 100 watt panels up on the roof and put the whole solar system in. Wasn't too hard. Where are you going to run the wires? They came down. I actually brought them into a closet. Came down, then I ran them all the way up to my battery because I felt that that was the best way to do it. And then from there, the next step was to put the inverter in. So I put the 3,000 watt Renogy inverter in, and that kind of goes straight down and up to the battery. And then I ran a remote to the inside next to the battery monitor, so I could turn that on and off, and it activates the inverter. I also at the same time put an outlet with 2 plugs and 2 USB ports, and that goes straight up to the inverter. So anytime I turn the inverter in there, it automatically turns that set of plugs and USB on. The other neat thing, and the reason I put it up in the cabinet up there on that side, was my hopes was to be able to pull my cord that I normally hook up to, I guess we'd call shore power, and run that up to that compartment and hook it into my inverter. And by doing that, now my entire trailer has electricity coming off that inverter. Now, the one thing I did have to do is, once you do that, your system thinks you're now plugged into electricity, so it's trying to charge the batteries from that inverter when you're using battery power. So there is a breaker on my panel that turns that charger off. It also turns off, I think, 2 of my outlets, but I think 4 of my outlets are working. My microwave's working. The air conditioner doesn't. My batteries aren't big enough to run the air conditioner. That is the other part of the system. I have 200 amp hour just regular gel batteries, and if I was to try to run the air conditioner, I could probably run it for 3 or 4 minutes and then probably kill my batteries. So the batteries are actually going to be the next step in this process. I think is to step up and do lithium and maybe step up to either 300 or 400 amp hours. But the reason for this review today was because Janine and I have been dry camping up in the Eastern Sierras for the last 5 days. So I wanted to kind of see how everything worked dry camping. Amazing. I haven't had the want for any extra electricity. I have not turned any generators on at all. The power, as far as my battery monitor goes, has been fully charged this entire time. I've never seen a drop in my battery. Janine's used the blow dryer. We've used the microwave. TV's plugged into it. We've watched a little TV. We've charged all my GoPro, computer, all the phones, all this stuff that electricity and this stuff electronics have brought into our life. So now we can use it. So as far as the review, for anybody who's thinking about it, 100% do it. It has been a fun 2 years thinking about it, researching it, actually installing it, and this trip has been the fruit of the labors to not run a generator at all and watch the sun and nature provide for Janine and I. So if you have a want, I would say enjoy researching it. Whoever your partner is, they'll probably get tired of listening to you about it. But as the review goes, if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a 10. Just awesome. I hoped my videos have helped. In this series, there's a series now of 4. The first one is installing a budget battery monitor. The second is installing 200 watt solar on my RV. The third one is installing a 3,000 watt inverter in my RV. And then the last video is me talking to you about my solar system and reviewing it. So please watch them all. Enjoy. Thank you for watching Otter HB. It is my pleasure to have you with me through all this. If you have enjoyed my show, give me comments, give me likes. I'd love it all. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.